Hello, my name is Mark Ashton. Welcome to my garden in Port Talbot. I hope you like the flowers. We're all missing the shows.
How long have you been showing at the Gower show?
Around 24 years.
Always been dahlias or?
All dahlias and gladioli.
Right, and why have you gone for those, Mark?
Brought up for it really, because my father grew flowers before me.
Right.
And has passed it on over the years.
Anything special that you're going to do with this type of flower? I notice we're undercover here now.
I'm undercover because I live in Port Talbot, right on the seafront in Sandfields.
Right.
And for the rain, it comes down and it'll damage all the flowers.
You say you've been showing for 24 years and that. What inspires you to actually show? I know you said you brought up. What do you love about it?
Well, I love the flower really,
yeah.
And they brought up going around the shows. Had to go around the shows.
Right.
No option.
Right.
But I like the friendliness of all the exhibitors and going around the shows all over the country.
You mentioned me. How many flowers are here? Did you say earlier?
There's around 350.
Why do you grow so many? Is that for, are you growing that many for competition,
yes.
or are you growing that many just because you like them?
No, I'll grow 350, so that will cover me for all the shows that I want to exhibit all over the country. I'm a British champion in dahlias with the collarette type. So
when you go to these shows, let's just take the Gower show as an example. So how does it work when you say about competition? How does the whole competition work, time-wise, and what you've got to do?
Well, for me, it's I cut the flowers on a Friday night because the dahlia doesn't like being cut in the day because it's too warm for it, and I work as well. So, cut on a Friday night, prepare the flower, clean the flower with an Airfix paintbrush and a cotton bud, make sure all the petals going in the right direction, put split canes on them for travelling from here to the Gower show. The Gower show is judged on a Saturday but open to the public on a Sunday. So what they do is they judge at 4 o'clock. So I leave here on Saturday morning at 6:30 in the morning to get to the Gower show. So I got all day to play around with my flowers and see what the competition is and make sure I win.
When you say that competition, so how does the competition work in there? So, because to me, flowers are flowers. So, is there different types of flowers that get put together?
Yes, there's loads of varieties.
Yeah.
But you've got the pom-poms, which are the smallest ones, the cactus variety, small, medium, and large.
Right.
And they're all different categories, and they all got different classes to go in.
Okay.
So what you got to do is look at your schedule, decide earlier on in the year. Right, I'm going to grow small cactus for the Gower show. Look, and you say, right, this is what I'm going to grow.
Right.
You don't have to go to the 300 odd plants that I grow just to do one show. You might only need around 3 or 4 plants, but I'm growing 10 of a variety, so I got the choice of what I want.
So there's obviously a lot involved. Is there a lot? So at the Gower show, is there a lot of competition at the Gower show?
Yes, there's 10 exhibitors.
Yeah.
Lots from Swansea. There's only me in Port Talbot, but the boys come from Ebervale, Glenneath, all over the place really to the shows.
Right.
So they're all in the same as me. They're all growing the same similar flowers.
Yeah.
The judge will have to come along then and decide which is the best.
Right.
And he's got they all got special rings.
Right.
Which will go over the flower to decide.
So I was going to say, so how do they actually? So explain to me then. When a judge comes along, what are they looking for in this particular plant?
Well, first of all, they'll pick a category. If they like this one in front, this pink one in front, it's a medium semi-cactus. They're asking for 3 blooms. He'll look at it. He'll start in the centre and work his way back. He's not allowed to touch the flower.
Right.
But then he's got a ring then, which will go over the flower to decide what size it is. If it's too small, you want to get 3 blooms exactly the same if you can in development, because it's pointless having one little tiny one and 2 big ones.
How do you ensure that they're hitting their growth at the right time, their bloom at the right time?
Well, it's a little bit difficult because we start off in January with setting the tubers up.
Right.
Taking cuttings from March and April.
Right.
Planting out down this end of the country around end of May, first week in June. And then when you stop the plant then you've got to decide to get to which show you want it to get to.
Right.
Because a flower, I just fetch this into shot.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
got 3 buds.
Okay.
And this is going to flower first. That'll flower 2 days after that, and that's going to flower 3 days after that.
Right.
So what you can do is, if you think, oh well, that bud by there now, that'll get me to the Gower.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to go to the Gower. I rather get that couple of days longer so I can go perhaps to Dunvant or wherever.
Right.
So what I do is I normally remove one.
Yeah.
And then remove the other.
Right.
So I can remove this big one and then encourage all the strength to up into that bud.
Yeah.
Which will give me a bud for a week later.
Got you.
So in other words, instead of having the whole garden all out in flower in one go, as you can see, there's some in flower, some not.
Yeah.
It's because I want to stagger the flowers for the different shows.
So what about feeding them then? Do you all have your own secret recipes, I think, or people use standard?
Standard feed a lot that people use.
Yeah.
I don't use Miracle Grow. A lot of people do. I don't use things like that because it doesn't tell you on the packet what's in there.
Right.
Miracle Grow makes things grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if a flower grows quick, then it dies.
Right.
So I don't want it to die.
No.
So what I've been using is liquid tomato feed.
Right.
Which greens everything up and gives it a nice flower. And that's basic feed all the way through. And I do it once a month.
Right. You mentioned you've been at the Gower Show 24 years. What is it you actually personally like about the Gower Show?
Well, I like the atmosphere there. It's not... it's a normal agriculture show.
Right.
I like it. There's plenty to see, plenty to go around. You know, if I want to sit on the grass.
Is it the regulars up at the Gower Show? You know, regular competitors, new competitors?
Yes,
how does it work?
New competitors coming in and old competitors, because we're always going to lose some.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see old faces when you go.
Yeah.
And I feel very welcome when I go to the Gower Show, because I'm a type of age that I remember going to the Gower Show when it was in Penrice.
Right.
And then it moved from Penrice to the airport.
That's right.
And now it's gone back, and I prefer it back in Penrice.
Yeah.
First of all, there's no planes taking off, and so your flowers don't take off with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the petals. But I found it more of a proper village agriculture show, not like a Royal Welsh, which is bustling with crowds and all that. But they still have the same crowds, but it's nice.
Explain to me, first of all, explain to me the rings again. So what are the rings?
Rings are judging disqualifying rings.
Okay.
Every category has got a different size ring. Giants haven't got a ring. They're around 12 inches by 12 inches depth, one bloom. Then we go to the large.
Wow, okay.
Then to the medium. Oops.
Yeah.
Then to the small, which is a lot of flowers, must pass the ring.
Right.
And to the miniature, and into the pom-poms, which are the really tiny ones, which is that side. So what the judge will judges will have all these rings, and he'll come around and he'll try and say, right, that's a medium, that hasn't touched. And he'll look at it from the side to get the depth and everything. So that's what the judge is looking at. He's looking for a good set of 3 blooms to take to a show.
Let's talk about how you transport them and how you display them, etc.
Well, there's different ways of transporting. Every exhibitor's got a different way.
Right.
Some use crates.
Yeah.
And there's little nodules on the crate, so when we have a twister, which is a pipe cleaner, it'll go around and it'll stick into that, and it can't slide anywhere.
Got you.
The secret is with these pipe cleaners, I got them in different colours. Because I go to a flower show at say 3 o'clock in the morning, and my head is not with it at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can go out of say 50 odd flowers. I can say, well, that's one vase, because I've really sorted them out here before I get to the show. But all the ones with the white is one variety, and all the pink and all the blue are different varieties. But what I've done with this one, they have a split cane, which is a normal green cane.
Yeah.
and 2 little twisters, and we'll put the split cane onto the plant.
Right.
And we'll have 2 little twisters, and we'll just put the twister around the stem. And what this is doing is, when it's transported to the show, that flower can't snap.
Okay.
So then we just place it into the tub, which got water in, with a little bit of wire mesh, and have that pipe cleaner and stick it through a couple of drilled holes, which I've got. But that's just to get to the show.
Okay.
And so that means then that all the flowers are standing upright.
Yeah.
And we use floral foam to put the flowers in.
Right.
But because of the environment now, they've now got rid of the floral foam. You can't use it.
Okay.
We now got to use the new foam, which is biodegradable.
Right.
It's made out of sheep's wool.
Right.
So that's all you got to do is choose a flower.
Yeah.
Cut. It don't have to be any size of. Well, you don't want to go too high. Have the secateurs always cut on an angle because you've got a bit of a point.
Right.
Place it into the centre of the oasis and just gently push it in, and it's done.
Got you.
So what we do is, to get the second one in, we just position it where we want it.
Yeah.
And just cut just below the vase level. Which is there. And just gently push it in.
You've just put that together now for your presentation.
Yeah.
So the judge comes along and does what now? So there's your 3 blooms. He does what?
It's in the schedule as a medium cactus.
Yeah.
So he's now going to look at the centres, and he'll pick it up, and he'll put it down, and he'll check every centre to see if the centres are all matching.
Okay.
Then you lift
matching in which way? In colour or size or shape?
Size
okay.
wise. It's pointless having a huge centre in one bloom, so you're making that one bloom is going to be bigger than the other 2.
Okay.
You want the 3 roughly the same. So if the centres are the same, the bloom should be the same. Then you'll turn it around and to see if they're coming back to the stem, which you want the flower to come back into a round.
As a ball, yeah?
Yeah, you don't want a flying saucer, you don't want it up there. So then at the same time he's looking at the petals to make sure they're all facing the right way and there's no damage to the petals, like a caterpillar might have nibbled on it. So then the judge he's got to come around with a ring, being a medium, which is this size. He's going to come around and he's going to make sure they're the right size. Now these rings are horrible to use, but they're useful in a way that you can get a matching set of 3 or match a set of 5.
Okay. We see this one in front of us. What type's this one?
That is a miniature deck.
Right.
And it's called Mary's Jamander.
Yeah.
And it's got to pass through that ring, which it does. I got a brand new white one called Rycroft Misty, and a medium cactus on the end called Rycroft Helen. Right, these are what we call collarettes. It's asked for 8 petals, 8 inner petals, and 2 rows of stamens of the pollen just coming out.
Okay.
So we got different varieties of these. Ashfire Girl, a red one, which is called Ruby.
Right.
We got another one. This is after Winnie the Pooh, and it's called Pooh.
Right.
It's a small cactus.
Yeah.
It's called Jersey. It's a very small grower. It flowers around 3 foot high, which most all the flowers I grow flower 3 foot.
Right.